Hey guys, it's your girl Kizzy Rock, and yes, Kizzy Rock is my birth given name. Happy Thursday, still morning. Want to say hey to all my subscribers. New as well as season. I got a word for you. Tap in. Happy Thursday, guys. So I want to talk to you guys about 18 things that the Holy Spirit may teach some of you in your transformation season to prepare you for kingdom marriages, for kingdom spouses. This is not for everybody. Some things may be for you, some things may not. Some people had great examples where others may have, I don't know, grown up in a foster home and never even saw marriage at all, let it be a good marriage or a not so good marriage. So this is not for everybody. Disclaimer, ladies, ladies, please don't forget that I am a lady as well, right? Please hear me with an open mind, an open heart, because I already know there can be a whole nother recording for men, and the truth of the matter is their things may be double more than our things. It is what it is, but this right here is about taking accountability for self. This is not about deflecting. This is being in tune to anything that the Holy Spirit needs to teach you or may teach you. You will know what's for you. Again, a lot of people are on this whole new wave about kingdom spouses and kingdom. Like, a lot of people just jumping on the bandwagon. Like, you can hear people making recordings and they're talking, well, just foolishness. It has nothing to do with being in tune to what God is doing in the season when it comes down to kingdom partnerships, kingdom marriage, etc., etc. So let's start. Number one, affection. Many people are not affectionate for different reasons. You have many people who did not have affectionate parents because maybe their parents weren't affectionate, etc., etc. So God is calling you to break that cycle. So He may be convicting you to love on your kids more, to be more affectionate with your kids, or somebody that that's currently in your life. You'll feel a conviction to just put your hand on their knee or to sit next to them, but just to be more affectionate. So this is something that the Holy Spirit may be working on, in convicting, in teaching you, in guiding you on something to really work on. Number two, listen. we as ladies got to understand that, again, a lot of the things that we thought aren't particularly what men need. So many of us assume that love equates to respect with men, and it doesn't. I've heard many men say, and these are mature, grown, proven, high value, not speaking high earner men, who would prefer respect, not so much prefer respect over love, but they see respect as love. So if you don't respect me, there's no way you can love me. But here we're all in our emotions about love, but that's us. A man has to be respected. There's absolutely no way around it. And again, because I can feel it now, y'all just please work with me. I get it, but at the end of the day, it is your choice to accept a certain type of man. So if he's not a man who deserves respect, then just don't accept him. That's all. Number three, learning the importance of privacy. When God brings unions together, you can't be out here telling your best friend what's going on in your marriage. Wise counsel is fine, but that thing gotta be, can't be calling your mom, especially if you got a toxic mama. You can't be sitting there calling your mom and calling your sisters or calling girl, let me tell you what no, honey, nope. So God is teaching you the importance of that's why He's stripping a lot of the people now in your pruning season, right? This thing gotta be so solid. This thing has to be a union that absolutely nobody can get in. So God may be teaching you the art and the importance of privacy. Number 4, guys, if I get lost in the sauce with these numbers, I'm just going to say next. Please bear with me. Number 4, love language. Now, I think there's 5 love languages. Listen, I'm just cut from a different cloth, so I'm going to throw my own thing out there, right? I say it all the time. My love language, which is not in, I guess, worded in a book somewhere, my love language is gratitude. Period. Let me know you appreciate me. Let me know you know. That's my love language. Where somebody else's love language may be touch. That is not my love language, right? However, if your partner love language is touch and yours is not, or acts of service is yours or not, then you gotta really be intentional about their love language versus and this child, this is a whole lesson learned, right? Versus assuming that you can give them your love language and then that's supposed to complete them. No, that's what makes you feel good, not them, right? So making sure that the Holy Spirit will start to teach you and give you grace in the areas that may be a struggle for you, but will start really working with you to help you in those areas. Number 5, honey, space. Space. Again, we all are different, and I know some people are clingy for different reasons, and not saying clingy is a bad thing. It's just, it is what it is. Some people are overly affectionate, some are very standoffish. But either which way, space is important, especially for men, because men, we express everything, right? We talk all the time. We let the stuff out. A lot of men, especially if these are high value men, these men got a lot of weight on their shoulders. So they hold a lot in. So they kind of, need to be in their space at times. They're trying to figure things out. And we got to stop trying to make them talk. Right? Just tell me what it is, right? But you got to be in tune when to give him space, or even if he tell you he needs space, you can't be so much up in your feelings thinking like, oh, he thinks I'm stink, he don't like me, he just because he needs space. So God is starting to work on you now with, giving people space, and it's not personal. I actually have a client like that. Oh, matter of fact, it's Jen. You guys know Jen. If she's calling me over like somewhere or something like that, and I just say, I need some space right now, she thinks I hate her, and I'm like, it's not even about you. I need to focus right now, right? Number 6. It is very important to ask people, what do they need from you? So we can assume, right? We can assume, well, if I love on you this way, you shouldn't need anything else because I'm doing it all. But again, that's us. But what does he need from you? Does he need you to be a support in this season? Do he need you to give him space right now? Do he need you? What do you need from me? So it's really about being selfless. And this is why God is teaching a lot of you guys to be selfless. Yeah. Number 9, please stop comparing your man to your ex, or comparing your man to one of your friends' husband. Your friend husband do this, or they go on vacations, he bought this new car, he did it. This is all the nonsense. Stop comparing your man for obvious reasons, but please don't do that. Number 10, build him up. Be his biggest cheerleader. Affirm him. Listen, some are not as confident as we always think. We as women were just taught that men just, they got all the self-esteem, right? They got all the self-esteem, and we're the ones over here struggling with, I guess, confidence and self-esteem issues in confidence at times, and men never do. And I'm learning more and more. Men are not always as confident as we think, especially if they're in the season and their money is funny or something else is going on funny. I said I was going to get through this with no foolishness. Whew. But in general, build your man up. It's like, I don't see no other man. Period. I don't even care if they all are trying to holler, honey. All I see is you, point blank, period. You got to build your man up. Period. Number 11. God is really, really working with you with establishing your purpose. Even though again, God may be merging the purposes when you guys come together for a bigger purpose, but it's still important to be establishing your purpose now for different reasons. So again, when he does need space, you're not all in your feelings, because I mean, you got stuff to be doing anyway, right? Number 12. Whoo, honey. Child. Sensitivity. God is working on your sensitivity, honey, because let me just tell you, men can be straight shooters. And I don't think they'd be considering our feelings sometimes. I mean, it's just how they're wired. They give it to you like it is. And we're all over here, honey, in the passenger seat. Our face is balled up. Oh, honey, we feeling some type of way because he done said something. He didn't mean no harm, but we took it that way. But God is starting to really work on some of your sensitivities, where you're going to start realizing that it is okay for people to not agree with certain things. It is okay for people to have an opinion about something where you're not taking it so personal, because everything is not personal. But for my sensitive people, raising my hand here, my HSPs, it is really a thing. Google it. Highly sensitive people, it is truly a thing. God is going to start really working whoo, honey, with you on your sensitivity. 13, triggers. Y'all already know God is really working on you right now with these triggers. That can look like God is currently not allowing people are leaving you on read right now, and you up in your feelings, and God won't even, you get convicted before you can even respond. Be like, hold up, you read this message like 4 hours ago. So and when you go to type that reply, honey, you get convicted so bad you got to start deleting all them characters. You don't write a whole book to respond. But God is really convicting you in the areas of your triggers. So you may be a person, I don't know, deal with abandonment issues, wounds of rejection, etc., etc. So now, I don't know, 4 of your friends are going out and they forgot to call you. In fact, they called you, but your phone went to voice message, and you find out they all were there, and now you and your honey, your little feelings are so hurt because they left you out, blase blase. Now you want to cut all of them off, but God is convicting you to close your mouth. Don't you say anything, right? You got fire coming out of your head, but God has convicted you not to open your mouth. And then you mess right around, and 4 hours later they call you like, girl, we've been calling you to go out to dinner, and your phone kept going to voice message, and you're like, well, Lord, thank you for not letting me, because I would have made a fool of myself, right? So God is really starting to teach you to really discipline yourself in the areas of your triggers by dealing with your current everyday life right now. Number 14, your confidence and your self-esteem. Absolutely, without a doubt, those insecurities, all that stuff can't go, because listen, high value people, in again, you guys are going to be doing kingdom work, so you're going to be exposed to different levels, different people. We already know women like leaders, masculine men, etc., etc. So I mean, you might have a chick checking for your dude, right? What are you going to do? You're going to make a scene and fall out on the concrete in the middle of a charity event because she's looking at him and he may have glanced over there, right? So God really needs you to work on your self-esteem and your confidence so you can know who you are, So if she is looking, you're just saying to yourself, girl, I rebuke you, ain't nothing happening, honey. Girl, you are rebuked on sight, right? You're not telling her that, right? You're saying that, girl, nobody think about you, honey. The blood is against you, honey. You better know what I carry, right? Okay. It is, well, never mind. Whew, the next one. You know, this, I always thought this was natural for every woman, but I found out that it's truly not. It is so important to be in tune to your man that you know when something is off. Meaning, not that he's doing something, slick. Well, I mean, you would know that too, but I'm speaking about in tune to, let's just say something happened at work. And I mean, it really has him down. And he come home, like, your spirit should be so connected that even when he says nothing's wrong, which they typically gonna say anyway, right? Nothing wrong, I'm good. But you're so connected that you know something's not right. But yet some women will truly just not even care. Like, she wouldn't even care. Well, that's your problem then. Where with some women, it's important to find that fine balance between not attempting to pull from him too much, right? But at the same time, knowing how to tap just a little bit to see what you can get. And the Holy Spirit already tell you what's going on anyway, but finding some type of strategic way to help build him in that moment. You there may not be something you can do to fix the problem, but the Holy Spirit will give you strategic downloads and strategic words to share and to pour into him. And he may not even say, wow, I never thought about that, right? He may never even acknowledge it. But you got to be so in tune and not just be so selfish that you know your man's going through something and it's just like, well, I mean, he's saying nothing, so that's his problem. So it's about finding that balance, right? Because men sometimes, seriously, when they say leave them alone, because we want to pry, but it's about finding that balance. Number 16. Child, God is, and a lot of y'all are here because I'm be laughing at y'all emails, honey. God is working on that mouth, honey. God is everything you want to clap back now, honey. Your head is convicted off. Like you can't even, and he's using things in your daily walk right now, right? You can't even blow your horn at the person who cut right in front of you, right? You can't. God is really working on your mouth. He may use your boss, right? He may use, I don't know, anybody, but he's really working on pruning your mouth and teaching you that everything does not need a response. And also this just came up. He's also teaching you to limit words. Men, listen, I don't think they want to hurt our feelings, so they just don't say it. Well, they actually do. We talk too much. Like, they really just want us to get to the point. Example. You told them you're going to the store to pick up some corn. I don't know. And, honey, when you get back to the house, let's just say you came super late or whatever. All right, so you get back to the house. Really, all you need to do is tell him, if this is a conversation, that the traffic was bad. And that's why you were going so long for corn. Honey, we're going to tell him the traffic was bad, who we saw when we got into the store, how many cashiers were in the line. We saw his family member on the other side. Oh, we picked up string beans too because we were going to cook string beans on Sunday. And, they had to sale on the corn, so I got child. So God is really teaching you to limit your words. Indication, to me, is the cutest thing on the face of the earth, my opinion. When men are annoyed and, I don't know why this thing tickled me the way it does, but when men are like I think it's too much going on in their mind, and we're probably talking to them or whatever, and they hold their head down and they start rubbing the top of their head, like their hand is like going forward, but their head is down. And they're just like, "Look, can you please get to the point?" Right? And we're just like, "But you don't, why are you cutting me off? I'm trying to tell you why I'm late with the corn." Oh, Zuhani. Number 12, not 12, you're 17, your finances. God is really, really working on you with your finances, right? You can't be sitting here buying red bottoms every 2 days, spending money carelessly, right? Just on foolishness. And so God is really starting to convict you with getting your credit in line, and all that mindset about you gonna find you a rich dude. Listen, let me just tell you something. You can probably find you a high earner, who don't care about how you spend and all that stuff like that. A high value man. Say what you want to say. Yes, men are visual, and men like beautiful women. Men like beauty. Men like this. Men like that. Men are just visual. At the end of the day, it is what it is. However, a high value man is going to require you to have some type of head on your shoulder. You don't have to be the smartest chick, the smartest chick in the bunch, but you got to be teachable if he's going to be leading you and teaching you about finances and teaching you about this and that, right? You got to be teachable. So yeah, number 18, communication and emotional intelligence, right? Again, that kind of just goes back to some of the stuff that we were talking about earlier. Just not moving. We're emotional beings, lady. We're just emotional, right? Everything affects us. We're crying about this. Our feelings are hurt. Now we're yelling and screaming because we feel a certain type of way. You got to learn to communicate effectively. And of course, all that stuff takes time because, each person is different. But meeting of the minds is important, right? Communicating effectively does not mean you're holding everything in, right? Being quote unquote submissive or whatever you want to use, terms you want to use, does not mean you hold everything in. It means that you know when to address things, right? During a healthy time and in a healthy way. You're not yelling and screaming and acting a fool like you saw your mama did with your daddy, right? You're sitting down, no phones, and you are expressing what has bothered you, what you're lacking, etc., and you're also willing to hear his side without getting offended and getting in your feelings. And now you get up and you stomp away from the table because he said something crazy, because men always do. Now you stomp away from the table, right? I'm going to throw another one in there because I forgot about it. Listen, keep yourself up. Keep it sexy, honey. Say what you want to say. Keep it sexy. Point blank, period. That's going to be, what, 19? I think. So I'll put 19 in there. Keep it sexy. Men are visual. At the end of the day, I get it. Nobody wants to be walking around like a sex kitten all day long. I get it. Women have children. I don't, right? So women have children. The baby's already throwing up on you, so you don't feel like being, I get it. Nobody's saying all day, every day, honey, but you got to keep it sexy, a few times a week. So right? You can walk around, again, with ketchup stains on your pajamas. You can walk around with them dirty bedroom shoes. You can walk around, honey, I'm going to turn you on every time I walk by you, point blank, period. You won't put it on me if you decide to cheat. Period. On that note, your girl, let's go. It's your girl.